Hi, this is Mary Rubino, and the show is Naturally Speaking. And we're talking here with Ed Williamson today. And Ed is the owner of Living Buddha Nature, and he owns this holistic wellness center. And Ed, you are into Tai Chi, and we were talking about this earlier, how you came from Ireland and had been trained in Tai Chi. Now, how did someone that came from Ireland with that kind of background and a construction background go into
what I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I ever since a young age, I've always had an interest in things like that with Tai Chi and energy work. And so in Ireland, I started doing martial arts, and that kind of led me to these kinds of things. But I grew up on construction, watching my dad and working with him for a while. So construction was natural for me, so I started that in Ireland as well. So it was when I moved over to the States, I wanted to continue looking for a good school in martial arts, and it took a while, but I found a really great organization under Master Richard Kim.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what drew you to Tai Chi, though? I don't know a lot about it, so I'm hoping we can dive into that, but what drew you to it? Was it like being able to learn self-defense originally, or?
Well, the martial arts originally drew me to self-defense.
Okay.
Like with anyone else, I think when you first start martial arts, you think it's all about self-defense and fighting. That's what you think it's all about. Weapons and all stuff. But eventually you start to realize it's not all about that. And so the Tai Chi, even though it is a martial art, it was one of the original ones, there's a lot more focus on energy movement rather than the physical dynamic. It's very soft. And so for me, it was a better fit. And so I gravitated towards that more as I got older. It seemed to be a healthier way too. The martial arts, karate especially, is tough, a lot of fighting. But the Tai Chi, like I said, I was interested in the energy movement ever since I was really young and what the benefits of that were. And so that really drew me to the Tai Chi. Okay.
So now when you do Tai Chi, that's a slow movement?
The Tai Chi form is very slow movement because it's a lot of focus. The movements look pretty simple, but it's not easy to do when you're focusing on everything you need to focus on.
Okay.
And so it's slow in the form itself, but in actual, if you're using it as a martial art, it's not slow movement, it's fast. But the benefits of doing the form and moving energy are why people do the form and move slowly during it.
So it's very mindful, right?
Very mindful.
Okay.
It's a moving meditation. And,
I like that, moving meditation.
Absolutely,
all right.
meditation.
Now I can kind of wrap my brain around that a little bit because, I don't know, when I try to meditate, I'm like all over the map. And if I could move and put my mind in one direction, it would probably be more helpful.
It is, because your mind is occupied with the movement, so then your thoughts are not as prevalent, so they slow down a little bit. So you're able to kind of not engage those thoughts. Although, with meditation, because I teach meditation as well, a lot of people think meditation is about trying to stop your thoughts, but that's not what you want to be doing. In meditation, you want to be entertaining your thoughts to see, what am I thinking about, why am I thinking about this, and where is it leading? Okay,
but what if you have thoughts you don't like? Do you still have to entertain them? Because I don't like that idea.
Yes, that's the thing, that people try to cut out the bad thoughts, as it were, but those are the ones you really want to pay attention to, because you want to know, why am I having these thoughts? Where are they coming from? Why are they originating? Yeah.
That's really powerful. I know yesterday we had Lori here, and she was talking about just about that exact same thing, how you you own how you feel in order to let it go,
Absolutely, yeah. The thing with meditation is that, the problem people have is that there are too many thoughts, right? And if there are too many thoughts, then your thoughts are running you instead of you running your thoughts. But just like anything else, if someone's, hitting you constantly and you're trying to pay attention over here and you're wishing that would stop, you kind of have to pay attention to it to have it to stop.
Exactly. So that's a good, I like that analogy. It reminds me of when my kids were little, they do that. They pull at me and go, Mom, 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 Mom. And it never, of course it won't stop until I give it my full attention. Until you give it attention.
And then when you give it attention, then it seems to slow down because now you're giving it attention, and that's meditation.
That's powerful. Yeah. And then the Tai Chi is like a lead-in where it's meditation, but it's a moving meditation.
It's moving, and you're really trying to understand your own energy and how that works. And when people first come to Tai Chi and they first start to feel their own energy, they're blown away by it. They're like, oh, I have energy. And I said, well, you wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But they feel it other than in a physical, structured way with bone and muscle. They feel it in a different way. And then they start to realize, oh, my energy is everywhere. It's all around me. It's in me. I can move it. And that's when people really start to open up and find better ways of relaxation and being calm and quiet. And your body starts to be quiet.
And we all need that. We
Absolutely.
all do. I mean, everyone seems to be running on empty or running without thinking about where they really want to go in their life. And I see that a lot in my practice as well, where people come in and they feel as though their life is running them, and they don't understand there's choices in this. There's choices of where you put your focus.
Sure.
There's choices in what you create for yourself. So that kind of focus and attention.
There's a great little story by Thich Nhat Hanh, and he's asked that kind of question. And he said, so there's a man sitting on the curb, and there's a guy, his friend is on a horse, and he's galloping by. And his friend says, where are you going in such a hurry? And he says, ask the horse.
That's perfect.
And this is our life, we just let everything else run our lives like we're not in control of it. And I think we're afraid to just take a few minutes every day and just stop and be quiet and look at things in a different way.
Exactly. Everything feels like it has to be done right away.
Yes.
And a lot of times people are living with their past thoughts and their future thoughts, and they're not even in the present at all.
No.
And so I think that's what really kind of creates that stress. It's not that what's happening right now, because you're not even there. You're behind yourself or in front of yourself.
And this is where our fears come from. Our fears come from what was and what's going to be. That's not here yet. And if we just are present with what's going on, things become much easier, even when it's difficult to get through things. If you stay present, it makes it easier.
That's very true, very true. Now, Living Buddha Nature offers all kinds of different healing modalities. Can you enlighten everyone about that a little bit?
Yeah, I started this center because I wanted a place for people to come and, the foundation of it is love, compassion, and kindness. I really truly believe that if you can live those kinds of ways, everything else in your life kind of falls into place.
Exactly.
So I wanted to bring things into the center that would help people get to there, because everybody uses a different way, a different modality. And so I have physical therapy in there, I have counselors in there, social workers in there. We have all different classes with Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, dancing. We have energy workers in there. We have a Reiki person coming in now. So everything, and the arts as well. We have art in there and music. All the expressive things, so that you find your own avenue, and the way you want to express yourself, and all the things that people need to help them get where they want to be. So I try to bring all those things together in one place.
That's excellent. Such an excellent thing. You're actually kind of living my dream. I would love to be able to do that.
It took me a long time. My friend, for years would say, why don't you just do it? I'm like, I will.
Yeah, because I'm sure that you might have had a few little fears about putting yourself out there in a different way where, as a businessman doing construction and you know what to expect on some level with that, but maybe not with this. And then like when people come to your center, everyone's an individual. So you have there's not a one size fits all.
Absolutely.
Someone might want to come and take Tai Chi, or they may need to do meditation or yoga. And of course the dance too is very powerful.
Yeah.
There's just so much there. It's a great place to go and experience all different ways.
Yeah, it's been really great. I mean, people who come into the center feel at peace right away when they come in. They always say that, like, wow, this feels really cool in here. And that's what I was trying to create. And it's the people, it's the people that come in, the energy they bring in there enhances the whole feeling. And like you say, people are individual. So we all do things a little bit differently, we learn differently, we want to express differently. So it's not a one size fits all. It's, hey, what works for you, and give people the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, that's great. And also, I was just thinking about this, that no matter what you teach there, you're helping people lead themselves back to themselves, and empowering them to take better control of their lives and their thinking. So that is,
everything for me is about that. My whole Tai Chi teaching is about people learning more about themselves. As I tell them, I had a student came to me one time who had learned Tai Chi before, and he asked me I asked him one day, I said, "What are you looking for?" He said, "I want to learn your Tai Chi." I said, "You can't learn my Tai Chi. It's mine." I said, "What I'm looking to do is help you find your Tai Chi, right? Because you're different than I am, so your expression of the Tai Chi is different than mine." So yeah, I absolutely lead people to find who they are.
That's excellent. Yeah. In my practice, the same thing, where we try to direct your thoughts towards what you want to create for yourself, and empower people. It's just all about empowerment. I mean, we could use lots and lots of people that were centered and balanced and operating out of love and compassion and kindness. I mean, you can't get better than that. And sometimes people lose that focus because life just seems to sweep them away.
Absolutely, yeah. We're too busy.
We're
too busy.
And it's a shame. It really is.
It is a shame. Even no matter how busy you are, I mean, 5 minutes a day is not much. And we have the time, we just don't take the time. And it's funny because sometimes I think to myself, the most important thing you can do for yourself is take time for yourself. And people refuse to do it somehow. And it's amazing to me, because that's the most important thing for you.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to do, is get people to pay more attention to themselves.
No, there's nothing like giving yourself some love and care, and you get more to offer that way. You get more to offer other people. If you're running on empty and you're giving everyone all your time and all your energy, it may be time to say no and take care of yourself in a more full and complete way. And these tools really bring it to the table, really offer a lot. That and that's why we're doing the show too, is because people are out there, taking pills, stressed out, thinking that, what am I doing? And they don't realize what is really in this community. This is an awesome community.
There's a lot.
There's so much.
There is a lot.
And you put it all in one package.
We're trying.
So that's kind of great. People can go in there, and I've been there. I think it's a beautiful space. Love your colors on the walls. And that's important too. Colors are important, and the feeling that you get in a space. And then the other part of it is being surrounded by like-minded people.
Yes.
When everyone's seeking the same thing, that peace and love and contentment, and they're able to go together, come together, it's just an amazing experience. It's like adding more power to your own, and just being able to heal you.
Yeah, like we were saying about running on this treadmill and not knowing where you're going and all that. Just this morning, I meditate every morning. And this morning I had a bunch of things to do for the construction business, And last night I was thinking, okay, I got to do this, because I got to come here, and how am I going to get it all done? So I meditated this morning, and everything changed after I meditated. I'm saying, oh, why am I running over here? If I do it this way, this is much easier.
Right.
So just being able to sit calmly for a little bit changed my whole perspective on the day, and being more productive, just to take a little bit of time instead of running and running and running.
Yeah, I've been going through stuff like that too, but I need to do that, slow down a little bit, because I was feeling very pushed a lot in all these different directions. And then finally I said, well, wait a minute, who's the boss?
Exactly.
Who's the boss? I should have more control than I feel right now. And why don't I feel that control?
Yeah, we forget who's supposed to be in charge.
I know, it's just unbelievable. And I mean, there's plenty of people out there that are going through the same thing, especially through the holidays.
Yes.
Holidays should be a very joyous time, peaceful, content.
It's actually one of the things that like growing up in Ireland, the holidays were very different over there than they are here. It wasn't as stressed, And one of the things I found here is that I thought to myself, the holidays are coming up, everybody should be happy, but everybody gets stressed. I'm like, isn't this a fun time? It's supposed to be for relaxation and having fun and being with family, and everyone's like, no, I got to get all this stuff done. And it just you lose the sense of, the playfulness of and the joy of just
being able to be with people.
Yeah.
Like it's an opportunity to see people that you haven't seen for a while, depending on the situation. I mean, I come from a large clan, and we all together a lot, but still, it's just a nice to make that important, and not so much the gift giving and the who's baking what, and I got to be here and there. There may be some opportunities just to say no.
Yeah.
Because if you come at something feeling guilt or obligation around doing it, you're not doing anyone any favors with that.
We get worried too much about what other people think of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why it took me so long to open up this center, because, when I would say something about it, people would say, "What are you, nuts? This is crazy. You're a construction guy. You should be doing," So, and I would listen to it and go, "Oh, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right." And then, after a while, you're like, "Hold on, this is my passion. This is what I love. This is something I want to do. So why am I listening to the other? This is coming from me. Why am I not doing this?" And finally, I took the step.
And you don't look back once you do it, do you?
No. And it's not work. It's not work when you're doing something you love.
No, and it just feels good, and you can give that out to other people as well. But again, you have to learn how to give it to yourself, and I think that's what the center is all about.
Yes.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you could come today.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure having you here. I hope you're going to come back again and talk about some other things that are going on.
Love to.
So now I do have a question about your yoga. Do you have different types of yoga at your center, or is there like one? I'm a little confused by like Tai Chi. I didn't understand. I'm kind of understanding that a tiny bit. But yoga, there's just so many different types. It's a little confusing to me.
There are, and I'm not a yoga guy,
okay.
so I can't speak to with intelligence really about yoga.
Okay.
But I ask with any teachers that come into my center, because this happened with me when I was first learning to go out there and start teaching, right? I was worried about, what should I teach? So I called up my center and I said, starting the school, what do I do? This is years back. And he said to me, just teach what you know. And I said, oh.
That sounds too simple.
That's too simple. But when you teach what you know, then people know it, the students know it. So I tell the teachers when they come in for yoga, and I just teach what you know. And I tell them, what is it you want to teach? What do you want to call it? What is this for you? So I can't speak to, what the different types are. I know what the names are, but I don't know, fully
the nuts and bolts.
What they are, the nuts and bolts of it. But I know that the people that I have in there are all about the same thing as I am, helping people find themselves and find a way to, be more mindful in body, spirit, and mind, Yeah.
Now, I had a client the other day that does Tai Chi, and she said she does Qigong. Okay. So is that a huge jump from Tai Chi, or is that totally different? I mean, or is that the similar?
Yeah, so Qigong is just, it's the Qi, it's the energy. It just means energy, and Gong is work. It's working with energy.
Oh, okay.
You do the same thing with Tai Chi, you're working with energy. So it's the same energy, and what do you want to do with it? So the Qigong is all more about healing. So you're using the energy to heal yourself or heal other people. And I don't teach the Tai Chi at my center. I don't teach it as a martial art. I teach it as a practice for life.
I didn't see any swords at your place.
There were no swords.
That might be counterintuitive there.
There were no swords. No one's getting beat up. It's really about health. That's what I teach it for. So Qigong is just focusing more on the healing parts of it. And I teach Qigong as well. Master Kim taught the Dragon Pearl Qigong, the 8 brocades of silk, certain movements for health. And I found those over the years just amazingly beneficial. My knee in karate was damaged to the hard karate stuff, and I started Tai Chi and Qigong, and it starts to heal itself,
Yeah, well, your body knows how.
Absolutely.
If you have to just allow it
and
direct it, and like you said, the energy is very important.
Yeah.
It's very important. And it's also very important, again, not to give your energy away in all different directions.
Yes.
Because then you get all depleted.
I teach people how to hold on to their own energy, not get affected by other people's energy. In Tai Chi, we have a saying, it's, when you punch a Tai Chi master, it's like punching a cloud. They're not there, so there's nothing to touch. And sometimes people put up their energy in like a barrier. And they think, if I put this barrier up, I'll be protected. But any barrier with energy coming at it, I mean, think about a hammer's, going at it, you're getting bombarded. But imagine if you were a cloud. How could anyone hurt you?
Right. That's
right?
really a cool visual.
It just goes by.
I like that.
So you just, it's really being more relaxed and not letting the other person's energy affect you, because as soon as it affects you, you try to stand up to it. As soon as you stand up to it, now they got you.
Right. And there's a lot of people out there that don't know. I'm going to say that because I don't feel like people intentionally try to hurt people. But they can be very toxic in their thinking and in what they say to people. And if you're not able to, handle that, you take it into your mind, you take it into your subconscious mind, and it can drive you to believe things that aren't true. Words can be very powerful.
Words can be very powerful. And also depending on who they're coming from.
Exactly.
If you don't mind, I'll tell you a quick story about
what
happened to me. I mean, something I had to get over myself from my youth, And because I have 4 brothers, I'm the youngest one. Of five boys. I am 5'8", and all my brothers are over 6 feet tall. So, so yeah, growing up in my house was great. But my brothers are fantastic. We have a great relationship. But I was different. I was a little bit different than they are. And my mother said to me one day, she said, "Don't worry. Someday you'll be as good as your brothers."
Ooh.
Now so to her, it's like, I'm different. So she's like, it's okay, you'll be like them, and I noticed she didn't mean harm by it. She was kind of, trying to help me. But those words rang in my ears for a very long time. You're not as good. You're not as good. You're not good enough. You're not good enough.
And you're different.
And you're different, right? So that took a while for me to get over and realize, okay, those words coming from her were not malicious, right? So I don't have to take them that way.
Exactly.
I don't have to listen to those words as being negative. She was trying to support me, but she didn't know how to say it, right? Didn't know how to say it right.
And she kind of spun it in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
Huh?
But people will do that. They'll say things that they're trying to help you, and you'll go, that didn't help.
Yeah, you kind of goes, I don't know about that.
Yeah. And so you have to really, not worry about the words and things coming from other people, and just really pay attention to yourself. You're strong enough in yourself. Absolutely strong. I don't care who you are. You're strong enough in yourself. All you need is you. Yeah. That's
good. That's a very powerful story. I like that. Because coming from a big family myself, I know there's like a lot of stuff slung around and you have a tendency to take in things. Now, I don't understand on some level how it happens where like your mom could give you a million compliments, but that one thing that kind of gets you is that negative.
Negative thoughts stick with us more than, we could get 100 compliments during the day and it will breeze by, and someone says one thing negative. I actually did this at a talk I did at a corporation one time, talking about this very thing. And I said to this woman, I said, your cardigan does not go with your dress. And she was like, what? And I said, my words really affected you.
Right.
I said, do you really believe that? I said, it's just my opinion, But so, there was an effect.
Exactly.
There was an effect to the word.
Now, I've done this in reverse from what you're saying, is I'll always try to notice something about someone that I believe is really beautiful or nice. And so when I worked in a company, in a corporation, if I saw like the lady in the office and she was wearing this beautiful red sweater, and I'd say, that is the most beautiful sweater, and it really looks great on you. How many times I would see that sweater afterwards on her because it made her feel a little bit, and it was my words working in a positive direction.
Exactly. So that's the power of an energy coming from outside of you to you, right? If it's a positive energy, you go, hey. If it's a negative one, you're, oh my goodness.
Oh no.
So we go on this roller coaster because of the environment we're in, instead of just staying centered.
Exactly.
And realizing what I'm hearing out there, okay, that's great, but stay centered. That's what the Buddha talked about, the middle path, right? Staying centered.
It's just so important. I mean, and I think that when you start to practice any kind of holistic practice, when you start that, you start to get that aha moment. and you're awake, and
Yeah.
there's no way you're going to go back to
That's
sleep
right.
after this.
That's right.
You've been awoken to a different way of thinking, a different way of living,
Yes.
and the ability to create the life you want. You can't pretend you don't know that.
That's
it's
right.
It's just impossible.
It doesn't go away.
It doesn't.
It doesn't go away.
And that's the gift.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think as you bring things to the table and all the wonderful things that you do at your center, more and more people are going to be reaching for that. People are smart. They want solutions. They don't want to entertain their problems. They want solutions. And I think that coming into that holistic approach, you really become solid with yourself. And again, I can't really thank you enough.
Thank you so much.
I'm just going to go back and forth and say thank you because
Thank you. I appreciate it.
well, we're almost at Thanksgiving now, so
Yeah.
But again, that should probably be every day, right?
Yes. Yeah. Having, as one of my sensei used to say, having an attitude of gratitude. Yeah, all the time. It's not easy. It's a simple thing, but it's not easy to do. It's like anything else. It takes practice, right? It just takes practice.
And I would imagine too, now that I'm thinking of practice, that the Qigong and the Tai Chi and probably lots of other practices as well, but it creates a good discipline in you as well, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of times people are not disciplined in their movement and their thinking. They're just kind of rudderless, sort of.
Sure.
So this kind of brings more.
Absolutely.
More.
Anytime you can bring attention back to yourself, yeah, I tell this in Tai Chi class, I will say to them, I will defy you to be angry if your energy is down here, right?
Yeah.
Anger comes from up here, right? We get built up and like this, and anger comes from here. And I said, you know, if you move your energy down, it's really hard to get angry if your energy is down. So anytime you start feeling like that, just bring your attention back down.
Exactly.
Breathe in, just relax.
And then it's impossible, if you're thinking a wonderful thought, it's impossible to feel bad. So, you know, paying attention to what you're thinking is
Yes.
important too.
Yes.
Because if you're thinking negative thoughts, you're not going to feel good. And maybe you need to look at that while you're bringing those.
And that's why in meditation it's important to pay attention to those thoughts, to see where are they coming from. You know, why am I even thinking this? Because if you just ignore it, it just keeps coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much. It's a
You're
pleasure
welcome.
having you here. I want to have you here over and over again to just and talk.
Thank you.
You know, and all the practitioners down there. I hope they're going to
Sure.
be able to come. I know Marsha was here
Yeah.
with the Nia dance movement, but it would be great to have other people come as well because
Absolutely.
we need what you
They will.
have.
They will.
We need what you bring to the world. Everybody does. So
Thank you. So do I.
yeah, exactly. So thank you.
You're welcome.